Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel HR Innovation. Today we are diving into an important piece of legislation that has shaped the working condition in India for decades, the Factory Act 1940. In this video we will go through the objectives of the act, its key provisions and why it is continues to be relevant even today in modern industries. So make sure to watch till the end and don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you find this video helpful. Introduction. The Factory Act is a social legislation which has been enacted for occupational safety, health and welfare of workers at workplace. Thereafter, applicability. It applies to factories covered under the Factory Act 1948. Thereafter, we will see the background of Factories Act 1948. In India, the first Factory Act was passed in 1881. The act was basically designed to protect children and to provide few measures for health and safety of the workers. This law was applicable to only those factories which employed 100 or more workers. Thereafter, in 1891, another Factory Act was passed which extended to the factories employing 50 or more workers. Thereafter, the recommendation of Factory Labour Commissioner, a more comprehensive law was introduced in 1911, which got amended in 1923, 1926, and 1931. With the amendment made by Royal Commission of Labour 1931, Comprehensive Factory Act 1934 was introduced. Following the recommendation of the Regi Committee, the Government of India enacted Factory Act 1948. Thereafter, we will see the definition of factory under Section 2M of the Act. Any premises in which 10 or more workers are employed and are engaged in manufacturing process being carried out with the aid of power, or any premises in which 20 or more workers are employed in manufacturing process being carried out without aid of power. Thereafter we will see section 2G, that is power. The act means only electrical energy but also any other form of energy which is mechanically transmitted but is generated by human or animals. Thereafter, we will see section 2K, manufacturing process. The manufacturing process is called as making, altering, repairing, finishing, packaging, oiling, washing, cleaning, breaking up, demolishing, thereafter pumping oil, water, sewages, constructions, reconstruction, repairing. Thereafter, we can call preserving or storing any articles in cold storage. These all things comes under the manufacturing process. Thereafter, we will see section 2N, occupier. The term occupier means the person who has ultimate control over the affairs of the factory. In case of a firm or other association of individuals, any one of the individuals, partners or member thereof shall be deemed to be occupier. In case of company, any one of the director shall be deemed to be the occupier. In case of factory owned or controlled by the government authority or state authority or any local authority, the person appointed to manage the affairs of the factory shall be deemed to be the occupier. Thereafter, we will see the chapter 3 of section 11 to 20 of the Factories Act 1948 deals with the provision relating to the health of workers in the factory. Section 11 cleanliness, section 12 disposal of waste and effluents, section 13 ventilation and temperature, section 14 dust and fumes. Thereafter, section 15 artificial humidification, section 16 overcrowding, section 17 lightning, section 18 drinking water, section 19 latrine and urinals, and section 20 spit-ons. Chapter 4 of section 21 to 41 of the Factories Act 1948 deals with the provision relating to the safety of the workers in the factory. In that, section 21 fencing of machinery, section 22 work on or near machinery in motion, section 23 employment of young person on dangerous machines, section 24 striking gas and device for cutting off power, section 25 self-acting machines, section 26 casing of new machineries, section 27 provision of employment of women and children near cotton openers. Thereafter, section 28 hoist and lift, section 29 lift machines, chain ropes and lifting tackles, section 30 revolving machineries, section 31 pressure plants, section 32 floor stairs and means of access, section 33 pit sumps opening in floor, etc. Thereafter, section 34 excessive weight, section 35 protection of eyes, section 36 precautions against dangerous fumes, gases, etc. Section 36A precautions regarding the use of portable electrical lights. Thereafter, Section 37, explosive or inflammable dust, gas, etc. Section 38, precautions in case of fire. Section 39, power to require specific of defective parts or test of stability. Section 40, safety of building and machineries. Section 40A, maintenance of buildings. Section 40B, safety officer. And Section 41, power to make rules to supplement this chapter. Thereafter, we will see the chapter 5 of Section 42 to 50 of the Factories Act 1940. Deals with the provision relating to the welfare of the workers in factory. Section 42, washing facilities. Section 43, facilities for storing and drying clothes. Section 44, facilities for sitting. Section 45, first aid appliances. Section 46, canteens. Section 47, shelter, restrooms and lunchrooms. Section 48, creches. Section 49, welfare officer. And Section 50, power to make rules to supplement this chapter. Thereafter, we will see working hours of adults. Chapter 6. Section 51, weekly hours not more than 48 hours a week. After Section 2 reflects about the first day of week, that is Sunday, shall be weekly holiday. Section 53, compensatory holiday. Section 54, daily working hours. Section 55, interval for rest. After Section 56, inclusive of rest intervals, they shall not be spread over more than 10.5 hours in any day. Section 57, if shift extends beyond midnight, a holiday for him will mean a period of 24 hours beginning when his shift ends. Thereafter, Section 58, provision overlapping shiftings. Work shall not be carried in any factory by means of system of shifts so arranged that more than one relay of worker is engaged in the worker of same kind at the same time. Thereafter, Section 59, extra wages for overtime. If workers work for more than 9 hours a day or more than 40 hours a week, extra wages should be given, wages at twice the ordinary rate. Thereafter, Section 60, restriction on double employment. No worker is allowed to work in any factory on any day on which he has already been working in any other factory. Thereafter, Section 61, notice of period of work for adult workers. Notice to be displayed at some conspicuous place, periods to be fixed beforehand, classification of workers, groups, copy of notice in duplicate, and any change to be sent to the inspector. Thereafter, we will see employment of young person. Section 67. Prohibition of employment of young children. No child who has not completed his 14 years allowed to work in a factory. Thereafter, Section 68. No adult workers to carry tokens. A child who has completed his 14 year may be allowed to work in a factory if a certificate of fitness or such child adolescent carries a token given a reference to such certificate. Thereafter, we will see Section 71 and 72. Working hours of young person. Working hours limited to 4.5 hours, not during nights. Period of work limited to 2 shifts. Entitled to weekly holidays. Female to work only between 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Fixation of periods of work beforehand. Thereafter, we will see employment of women. Provision of woman worker at night shift. Women shall not be allowed to work in any factory except between the work hours of 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. The inspector may relax the norms but prohibit between 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. Working hours not more than weekly 48 hours and daily 9 hours. Thereafter, we will see annual leave with wages, section 78 to 84. Leave entitlement: 1 day for 20 days of work performed in case of adult who has worked for a period of 240 days. Second one is computation of period of 240 days. The days of leave of maternity leaves not exceeding 12 weeks and earned leave in previous years should be included. Third point is discharge, dismissal, superannuation, death, quitting of employment. He, his, her nominee, as the case may be, entitled to wages. Thereafter, fourth point, treatment of fraction of leaves. Half day or more is treated as full while less than half is omitted. Fifth point, treatment of unavailed leave should be carried forward to next calendar year but shall not exceed 30 in case of any adult and 40 in case of child. Sixth point, application of leaves to be made in writing within specified time. Seventh point, scheme for grant of leave. Eighth, the display of scheme for grant of leave. Refusal to leave to be in accordance with scheme. Tenth point is Payment of wages to worker for leave period if he is discharged or if he is quit services. Wages during leave period, section 80. Worker is entitled to wage at a rate equal to the daily average of his total full-time earning for the day on which he actually worked during the month immediately preceding his leaves. Penalty under the Act. So section 92 to 106. This replicates about the penalty. These are the below are the points of penalty procedures. We can see general penalty, offense, thereafter further extend penalties, thereafter enhanced penalties after convictions. Thereafter, the display of notice, section 108. A notice containing abstracts of this act and rules made thereunder and also the names and address of the inspector and the certifying surgeon. It should be displayed on the notice board. Shall be in English and language understood by the majority workers. This notice board should be in English language and understood language. After convenient place or near main entrance. After returns, section 110. The state government make rules requiring owner, occupier, manager, or factory of to submit returns as may be required. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more videos.